Right, everybody, and we're back. Season preview. We are back, baby. Dak, how are you, my man?
Do you know what you look like now? You look as if you've just been knocking your pan, working hard, looking $1,000,000 for a pre-season, and I just look like the big fat guy mates went away and just had done half season, bathing, eating, drinking, like eating.
Mate, I've got my holiday to come. My holiday's coming next week. Actually, next week. So
I look like a bag of shite, and you look tremendous, mate. But let's see when we start talking about football, mate. Then that's when I talk the sense, and you talk shit. So.
Aye, that's what it is. Well, look, mate, let's just get right in about it. We've been away for far too long. We're going to be back more this season than we were last year. We're obviously both get skin in the game now. We're both busy men with our teams, media stuff, you doing your coaching. But we're going to try and do as much as we can for this season. So it'll be good. We're back.
Yeah.
Better than we were before anyway. So that's going to be good. But let's get started. Premier League time for everybody to hate us again. Well, no you. No you. Don't hate me. No you.
Listen, you know I'm going to get a score.
Big Captain Scale.
Mate. So that's not going to change it with me, mate. Do you know what I mean?
The judge, right? Premier League: Arthurlie, Talbot, Beith, Benz, Clydebank, Cumnock, Darvel, Gartcairn, Glenafton, Hurlford, Meda, Rob Roy, Largs, Pollock, St Cadoc's, and Troon. We will start on our wee quick bit on the predictions. I'd said to you obviously before we came on, I tried to watch last year's preview, didn't get a chance to watch very much, so I've only got what we predicted for the Premier League. And see, to be honest, out of the three going up, well, the top three and the bottom three, we got four out of six right. I got a couple miles wrong. So I've went for the Talbot to win the league. They obviously finished second. Darvel to finish second, who finished third. Colwynnon to finish third, who finished somewhere else. You went for Pollock to win the league, who finished fifth. Darvel second, and they did finish second. Darvel second, Talbot third. They were other way around for you. We both went for Petershill and Cambuslang to go down, and we also went for Largs, which we got a bit of custard pie in our face since they finished sixth, and Arnie had a tremendous season with them.
I don't know why we ever.
I don't know why we
thought never go against them, mate. They absolutely, to be fair to them, man, they absolutely scudded us the last day of the season as well, mate.
I don't know why we did that, because we were talking about it, how well they'd finished last season.
Just think because they lost Will Sewell and that, we were thinking about the goals, weren't they? But they ended up signing them again.
I know. We'll touch on the league champions, Beith, who Nana's. I don't even think anybody for Beith would be too upset with us predicting that they weren't going to win the league, because nobody really saw it coming, and they deserved it big time. They were tremendous last season. Ended up running away with it, winning the league with 9 points. I mean, it's something else.
Unbelievable, mate. I think we spoke quite a bit about it last season, and I think that the achievement, what they've done there for the players, to the management, to committee and all that, it's a team effort to win leagues. You need everybody pulling in the one direction, and they certainly done that, and it was unbelievable achievement. Do you know what I mean? I just think that people alluded to it. I think even Beith alluded to it. They were waiting for the bubble to burst, and people were thinking that they were going to crumble at one point. They never did, mate. They just went from strength to strength. So, but listen, this season, then people are going to target them now. They're the champions, aren't they? So teams are going to be up for it and want to take the scalp of the champions. But one thing's for sure, Straney and that they've still kept the majority of their players, and they've added some really good players as well. So they're going to be probably even stronger next season again.
Definitely. I think they're going to do well. And Straney's proven, even shows what he did with Colwynnon, the fact that they were like a top 5 or 6 team, or maybe even top 4, a couple of years ago, and then they go down. The 3 coming up, champions Gartcairn, who I got a wee slagging at the end of last season because I said they wouldn't last the pace to win the league, apparently like 5 games in or something. I don't remember saying it. But they won the league tremendously well. They did. St Cadoc's coming up. St Cadoc's East Kilbride coming up, and the Ben's coming up as well. It's going to be interesting with the 3 of them.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I think the three teams coming up this season are really are strong. You know what I mean? They're strong. I think they're going to add really good value to the league. I'm not saying look at Arthurlie. I think Arthurlie have built on what they had last season, and I think they'll have a better season this season again. But I think that the Bens and St Cadoc's are certainly Gartcairn, St Cadoc's are certainly going to be stronger. Not what I mean than maybe some of the other teams that were in the league last year. I think they're good sides.
I think that they're definitely.
And that's no way we try to be disrespectful. I just think with what they've got at their disposal, the players they've got and the players that they've signed, they're going to be really good. Management changes, the managers are there and what they've took in and stuff like that. So it'll be good to have value for the clubs.
I definitely agree. I think.
So we'll talk about the all day training, man. How many Astros are in the league this year?
Let's see. We have the Bens, Clydebank, Cumnock, Rob Roy, possibly, depending on if they get into their park or no.
Yeah.
Largs, St Cadoc's. So you're looking at 6 teams potentially.
Yep. So for that, you're nearly. I think you're about not far off half of the teams in the league. So you need to find out where you're playing on that as well, and especially if you're one of the other teams.
I agree. Right, let's get into the meat and bones of it. Who's going to be your top 3, my man?
Top 3, mate. No back there. No back. I'm going against Pollock, mate. Know what I mean?
That's good. You Pollock.
I think we've recruited well and we've got some right good players coming in, but obviously it's been a big turn there. Maxie's able to put his own stamp on it, and boys that come in have been outstanding. So listen, sometimes these things can take a wee bit of time, but let's hope for our sake that the boys just come in and they hit the ground running, and we can have a really good, successful season. But I'm always going to back my teammate to win the league, mate.
I will fire Pollock staying at number 1.
2 years in a row, mate. Put them in for me.
Actually, I think that you will be. I know it's going to be hard for you because you have had such a big change in the kind of personnel, but I think you will do well this year. I mean, I was obviously with the wee joke last year where I predicted you would finish in the top 5 and you finished 5th. I think that if you get a wee bit of luck, I think you will do really well this year. I'm not going to say you'll win the league, but I think top 3 is definitely a possibility for you this year. I think that what you've added in, you look good. Your results so far have been good. Even we spoke about it before we started. Huntly are a good team up in the Highland League, and you lost 2-0 to them after playing the night before, and a lot of the boys had played the night before, had to play on the Saturday. I think you could be good this year. I think definitely.
But listen, you never know. Like friendlies, you can never look too much into. Do you know what I mean? We've said it as well. It's like you can go and win every pre-season friendly and then start the season poorly, or you can lose every pre-season friendly and then it just clicks when the season starts. So I wouldn't read too much into the pre-season friendly results, although it can give you a slight indication on where teams are at and stuff. But results-wise, that's not probably the most important thing. You want to win games of football. It doesn't matter if it's a friendly or no. But listen, let's hope, mate, because there's no harder start than Talbot, mate, at home. What a game that was.
Who would you be going for second and third?
Second, I still think Darvel will be there and thereabouts. So we'll probably go for Darvel.
Darvel, no worries.
Yeah.
And what about third place? Well, we'll talk about Darvel. We'll give him a wee mention.
Yeah.
Tony's in now.
Tony's in the hot seat now.
Mix away. Quite a few changes away. But what do you think?
I think same again. Tony's new manager, big changes. Obviously, quite a few going out the door. But I think what was massive for Darvel and Tony, that they've still kept McShane, who I think's a top player. We fair get that as well. Do you know what I mean? Brilliant player. And what Tony's added is he's added real top players' experience. You know what I mean? He's went and signed G. Wilson, who knows how to go and win leagues, and Leishman, the goalie, and things like that. Players that have been there, know the level, and then he's went and signed good players for other clubs at the juniors as well. So I think that, the West of Scotland, but I think he's recruited well, and I think that they'll have a they'll have a good side this year. They've kept some good players there, added some good players, but the turnaround's big as well. It's quite similar to us in that respect. So it's just see how it takes. But I think that they'll have a good season, so I think that they'll be up there.
What about third place?
Third place, I'll go with it's a wee toss, man. I'll go between, it'll be Beith, mate.
Beith. Okay.
Still think they're very strong. I still
Aye.
think they're going to have a big say in the challenge for the league. I think that the players now have won the league. They know how to win a league. I think they deserve an amazing credit for that. So I think, I know, Josh Fowler, doesn't he? There was a lot of noise about him, but he still seems to be there. And
Well, that's what he was at Motherwell. He was away in Holland.
you hear wee rumours and that, but he's still there. I've not heard anything otherwise. And
Well, that's the thing. I saw a wee video. I watched some of the clubs in the Premier League. I watched the YouTube stuff, and you'd seen Josh was in training with him. It was the managers walking about talking and stuff, and you could see Josh was involved in the training.
Aye, and I think
incredible for him at their level, to be honest.
Aye, they've added well, and aye, Josh, it's brilliant to see. And I think big Scott Ruff was in training or meant to begin to train with Dundee as well. What I heard, I don't know whether that's right or wrong, but then again, that's amazing for Beith. That's testament to how well they done, and great to see the players getting noticed, because that's what we're in it for as well. You want to see players progress and do really well for themselves. But I still think they'll have a big say, and they'll be a very good side, and it'll take good teams to finish above them. I still think, but I just think it's a different kind of added pressure next season for them. But I think along with Clydebank, I think will be strong. By the way, I think Hurlford will be strong. I've got a wee hang. I just think that Hurlford will have a good season this year. So Hurlford's kind of, and I think they'll finish top 5.
For me, do you know, actually looking at it, I don't think I'm struggling to pick a team that could win the league. I think I could pick 3 or 4 teams that will be there. I don't think Talbot are going to be anywhere near. I know they were amazing last year. They managed to pull it back and get second. I don't think they're going to be Talbot at all this year. I think that they've lost Big Leishman, they've lost G. They've brought in a lot of young boys. I'm no so convinced that I feel the Talbot are on the decline now, which it does pain me to say a bit, because I like Tucker and Allen, but I just think they're on the decline now. Darvel,
I just think you can never write them off.
I know. I really don't.
Crazy. It's crazy for me to say a top 3, and I mentioned 5 teams. I didn't even mention them, mate. And to be honest with you, you just teams just slip out your mind. You know what I mean? You're trying to keep an eye on everything that's gone on about the other teams and that, but my goodness, you need to be a good side to beat them. And Tucker knows what he's doing, man. He's one of the best gaffers about as well, and there's good players still there at the club. Do you know what I mean? So
it's no, for me this year. It's no harm. I don't think Darvel aren't going to be the same Darvel for me either. I think that yourselves, you will be up there. I genuinely do. I think Clydebank will be up there. I think Beith will still be up there. I think Talbot and Darvel will still kind of be up there pushing as well. But I'm really struggling for a team to win the league. Do you know what? I'm not even convinced to win the league, right? But I'm going to go put my neck on the line and go for Clydebank to win the league.
Aye.
I'm not convinced it will happen, because actually I really am struggling. I don't know who's going to win it. Clydebank to win it. I will go for. You just hold your water now. I'll go for Pollock second, and I will join you in Beith third.
So, I think you're Morph's love child, mate.
Just a friend, that's all. It's nothing more.
Unbelievable, Carl. I think they've got as much a chance as anybody else, mate.
I don't know who can win. That's the
beauty, mate. And see, the thing is, if you think it's hard enough to pick, look at last season where we won in the league, but if you think it's hard enough to pick who wins the league, I ain't picking who's getting relegated in this league because I don't know, mate.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think it's probably easier to pick who's getting relegated, who potentially get relegated, than who can win it. Because I don't know. I feel like there's 5 teams in the Premier League who are like so nip and tuck. Where last year I was thinking Talbot and Darvel, they're a bit ahead of Dales. Obviously, Beith ended up winning it quite comfortably. But I thought the two of them, and we got two of them in that position. But I think that I think that last year that they seemed a wee bit ahead in my mind at the start of the season. But I can't pick end of this year. It's pretty difficult.
That's
But
what's good for. That's what's good for the
great, mate.
that's what's good for the neutral and good for the level, mate. It's probably going to be another top league and one of the best in the country, as I always say, because the business teams are doing, man. So you think you're always going to be surprised at the calibre of player that's starting down and playing in the west of Scotland, and it's unbelievable. It's brilliant to see.
I agree. Right. Can you give me a bottom 3? Doesn't have to be in any order, just a bottom 3. Do you want me to go first and you take
Go
your
first in case you might give me a wee idea.
Right. I will go for... It's hard now. I'm going to go for the Bens. I think that I think it's hard, man. It's hard. I told myself I wasn't going to do this year where I was pure humming and hawing about everything. But I think the Bens, I think Rob Roy, and I think there's two or three in mind I've got. I don't think Glenafton are going to have a brilliant season. I don't think the Meda are going to have a great season. I think that St Cadoc's will be mid-table, tap end of mid-table. I think Troon will be up there again as always are. Largs, I think, will be maybe 5th or 6th bottom. Do you know what? I'm going to get slaughtered, but I'm going to go for Meda. I'm going to go for Meda to get in this year. So, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts are that I ain't seen anything because we play teams early doors, mate, and we play all the teams. I'm not getting any team any ammo, mate. And that's the mate. I know it's shocking.
Right, okay.
Listen, I'll get more slaughtered than you here, but I'm not going to sit and say I'm thinking a club's going to get relegated and then we play them and they're in a dressing room going, that dafty Dak next door said you're going to get relegated. So I think respectfully and rightfully, I need to sit in the fence on that one. Sorry to talk about who's going to win the league, but seeing it's about relegation.
All right.
Sorry.
Right. No,
sorry,
it's what I expected, mate.
We've not been back. We've not been back, but
We're
for a while. But
I think we're about 16 or 17 minutes into the new season, and you've done it already, Mr. Nice. So, top 3, I've gone Clydebank, Pollock, Beith. You've gone Pollock, Darvel, Beith. Bottom 3, I've gone, in no particular order, Benz, Rob Roy, and Meda. You've gone for nobody. But
yeah.
That's fine. That's okay. That's how it is. We'll move on to the first division. I think the first division's going to be dynamite this year. It was class last year. I think it's going to be dynamite this year. We're looking at Ashfield, Blantyre, Cambuslang, the beautiful Drumchapel, Johnstone Burgh, Kilbirnie, Kilwinning, Maple, Neilson, Petershill, Renfrew, Glencairn, Shotts, The Rock, Thornywood, and Whitlets. What's your thoughts on a top 3, Dick? It's a toughie. It's a toughie.
Top 3, right? I don't think Johnstone Burgh are going to win it.
Mate, I said that as well last night. I was talking to somebody.
And that's no...
No disrespect to him. It's just a complete redo for Jamie.
It's so... It's stuff like kind of similar, not the open goal, right? It's like kind of an open goal done there thing, right? I just think that now, because the players have signed and they're probably the most chatted about and gossip team in the West now, right? Especially all through the summer, who they signing, they're signing this player, that player, not a lot of nonsense, a lot of no, but one thing they're going to get is every team is going to be so up for it to play against them, I think. And that's no anything they've done, Jamie's just tried to sign the best players for the club and stuff like that, but I just think that it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be hard for him because they're going to need to be right up for it. And I know a lot of the boys that went there, man, and they're brilliant players and brilliant boys, and they can handle it. Do you know what I mean? But I just think it will be difficult, and it's a hard league. So no, I don't think they'll have it all plain sailing. I definitely think they'll get promoted.
I agree with
I'm not saying that that's not going to happen. They've got far too much quality in that dressing room to not get promoted. But I'm gonna. Don't know, man. I'm nearing towards the drum, but
It's hard to call.
I don't know, mate, because I think that I don't know who you thinking.
I'm leaning towards the drum. Obviously, for me, it's a bit different for me. Like with you coaching, I do appreciate what you're saying. When you don't want to pick teams to go down, because it puts you, as much as I'll slag you for being a shite bag, it puts you in a better position. For me, being the media guy at the drum now, it's not quite the same thing. My concern is more no upsetting the players. And,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I feel like for a couple of games I've been at so far, whereas we're not firing all cylinders, but there's a lot of quality. There's a lot of quality in our team. The amount of good front players we've got. You've got Slick, who bagged a lot of goals in the first division last year, top goal scorer. Jordan Love, who, in my opinion, is a right handful. Robbie Young, who I spoke about last year, was one of the only players I singled out a couple of times last year.
Yeah.
I think he's a cracking player. Big Dan Flanagan's another cracker. The boys, just an absolute unit. Good player. We've got so much quality.
Finnegan.
Did I say Flanagan? Finnegan. Sorry, Dan. We've got a good backline as well. It's a good defensive unit. I just think I'm going to go for the drum to win it. It's an easy one for me to say.
I think it'll be better for the experience of last season. I know that they're not played there last season, but I don't know. By the way, I don't know, something in my head's in now saying Johnstone Burgh. I'm losing it.
Mate, that's the thing though. You do expect a lot for Johnstone Burgh because Kyle Lafferty's on £4 million a week at the Borough, so you expect.
Thing is, that's only just a couple of 100,000 more than what Dale Esplin's on a week.
Oh, Della. Can't believe
Derek!
Can't believe it never went east.
I'm back, Derek.
Oh.
No, but listen, I don't know. I think that there's other teams in there as well. I think Petershill will be a lot better organised.
I think so as well.
I think the business that they've went about. I think that McNeil's got a good pool of players, and signed Tomo, and they've got like Dan Miller and that. And I think that they'll do well too. I think that they'll have a good season. But there's even teams like Ashfield, mate. See Ashfield.
Yeah, I was going to say Ashfield, and
Ashfield have got momentum.
Well.
They've got momentum.
Right.
They what?
I think Kilburn will be all right this year.
Aye, but I just think that like teams like Ashfield, they've got momentum. They're building, they're adding, but they've still got that feel good factor and stuff like that. So I still think that there's going to be. And listen, we're not even mentioning Kilwinning. How big a club are Kilwinning? But Tiff's a really good manager and a great coach. I don't think that a club like Kilwinning, we should be saying that they're going to be up there challenging. Do you know what I mean?
I know, mate. I can't see. I think Kilwinning are in a right tough period now. But look, I'm going to press you on it. Give me your top three.
Right, I'm going to go with the drum.
Good man.
Drum to win it. Johnstone Burgh to finish second. And third, I'll go with Petershill.
Petershill, good shout.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've given The Drum is first. I'll go with the Borough second. I think that I'm not saying like you look at like Kyle Lafferty, who's played with Rangers, played in the Champions League international. It's like a lot of caps for Northern Ireland. He's obviously on paper should be the best player in the league. You've got Dorrans there, who I think he'll struggle fitness wise, possibly. Did you see the picture of Dorrans with a tackle? It was on Twitter, I think. He's just pure knee high, da boy. But looked like the ball was away and he just smashed him. But like these international players, these guys are for our level, it's amazing they've got them. You hear rumours of like Scott Allen gone as well, which I don't know if that's true. You mentioned Dale, you mentioned some other boys. So much quality there. But I think that when there's so much money involved, you don't always get the desired result that you want out of it when you've got sometimes, and I'm not naming them, not pointing them to in particular, but see when there's so much money for me and boys go for money, then I think that the mindset's maybe not quite right at times. But I think there's so much quality in that team. I do fancy them to go up. And again, I wouldn't even be surprised if they win the league. But I'm going to go for second. And do you know what? I'm going to copy you, mate. I'm going to go for Petershill. I think that McNeil did a good job there. I think they'll be good this year. You saw it a wee bit last season. At the end, they started to pick up a wee touch, and they've got good quality. I think they'll be good this year. Right, what's your Bolton three?
Just try to remember all the teams in the league, mate.
Well, I mean, I'll do mine, right? I'll do mine now.
I'll go Whitlets as one, and that's purely based on because I know that Pope and that have lost some a few more players to the Medal again, and I just think that they keep having to deal with losing their better players to higher up clubs, and that just shows you how good a job they're doing. But it's very difficult to replace that quality in the team, and they've done really well and they finished the season really strongly. But I think that the league this season is just that it's going to be even more competitive in it.
I agree. I will go for Nielsen. I think Nielsen will get in. I think they're going to struggle this year. They're a team who don't have a lot of money. They've done really well in the last couple of years, and we both tipped them today. I think we might have tipped them to go up last.
I think we did
Might
maybe
have been in that area. But I think Nielsen will go down. I think that I agree Whitlets will go down. And I actually think that I'm looking at 3 teams. 4 teams, actually, 4. I'm looking at Glencairn, Shotts, The Rock, and Thorneywood fighting it out for there. I'm leaning towards Shotts, to be honest. I think I'll go for Shotts to go down.
John's a good manager, mate. I don't think they'll go down.
I think they could. Who's your other 2? You went for Whitlets. Who else?
I think that you know who I'll be interested to see how they do. Cambuslang, mate. Because I think that Cambuslang they've got a full new team, and I think that I know that they've just got Knight and Peter, and one thing's for sure, they two guys. I like with Paul as well. Do you know what I mean? I really like Paul as well, and I think Peter's half he's not, and I love him, and McKnight too. But I think it'd be interesting to see. I don't know who is it they've signed. I'm not saying that they're going to get relegated. I'm just be interested to see how they'll go on at the start of the season, because I know that they've got a full new team as well. But that's the case with a lot of teams. But I'm not far off. Think me, but I can't pick that last one. I'm not really too sure. I think Nielsen might find it tough, but
so I'll lock in Nielsen.
Lock in Nielsen for me, aye.
Right. Give me one more, mate. Who's comes to mind? Go for it. What are we thinking?
I don't know.
Go. Give me a name.
I'm going to get absolutely destroyed for this. I'm going to go with Camby.
Can be. Fair enough.
Aye, and that kills me today, that man, because Petrie's my pal, so's McKnight.
It's no personal. It's not
It's
personal.
not personal, it's certainly not personal. I hope they prove me wrong, and tell you what, they'll let me know all about it.
Right. Moving on to the second division. Ardrossan, Bonneton, Cali Locos, Craig Mark, Cumbernauld, Forth, Perthshire, Glasgow Uni, Kilsyth, Lark Hall, Maryhill, Muirkirk, The Ants, Bela Clyde, Wishaw, and Yoker. It's another tight league, man. That's
Yeah.
what we spoke about. Obviously, the year of the conferences, that the next year everything would be good because teams would start to find their level. I think that we've even gone a step further now, and teams are more at their level because your kind of top teams have all pushed on and the bottom teams have come down, and it is kind of getting all each peach, and the leagues are very, very tight. We've obviously got Ardrossan came up, Bonnet went down, Cali Locals or Rossvale went down, Cumbernauld went down. You've got Larkhall came up, and who else came up? Vela Clyde came up. So it's a lot of good teams added in with your Ants, Forth,
Yeah.
Perthshire, teams who are all difficult to beat. Who's your top three going to be?
Right, my top three, but I've not put this in order now, right?
Right,
But
okay.
Vela Clyde, I think, will go up again.
Right.
I think that Kilsyth Rangers will have a good season.
Okay.
I think that they'll be top three, and I think Cumbernauld and Izzy will get them back up again.
He's got a good record for it, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think that's a decent three. I agree with you on Vela Clyde going up. Cumbernauld also. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Kilsyth. I think they'll be pushing. I'm going to back Caddy in his team. I think that Craig Mark will hold on this year.
I think Ardrossan will not be far away enough.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they're a good side. The only reason I've no tipped them to go up is I think that 2 straight promotions is a huge ask for them.
Yeah.
But I think a team like that, they'll be
They've
in
got
it.
they've got the firepower. Not I mean
Aye.
they just if they
scored a ridiculous amount of goals last year. What do we think for the bottom three? Any? Because it's a tough one. Because you're looking at teams like I'd mentioned, Forth, Perthshire, the Ants, all kind of good teams who put pressure on teams. And you get Bonneton coming down, who I think they'll have a bit more of a steady season this year.
Yeah.
I think they'll start to find their feet under Ross. They actually did all right at the end of last season, I thought, as well, for spells. But I think Glasgow Uni will go down. I think
The unis are always that. I seen one of the players went to Clyde.
I seen that, aye. I seen it yesterday.
Very well done. Very well done.
I think that they're at a disadvantage. Even look at like Stirling Uni in the Lowland League. You know what it's like. You've taken a couple of players after him because that's them finished their time at the uni. Who very good players you've signed, and it's so hard for guys like Geds and Mark to go and recruit new players at a really high level when it's difficult for them. But I'm going to go.
Do you know what the hard thing is, PG? I know. I don't think the uni start back to September, and the league starts basically in July. So there's going to they'll probably be. It'll be hard for them at the start to probably get the players together, and then they'll start probably taking shape, and you're just hoping that they'll just be hoping that they're not played that many games and they find themselves getting at the
I think that's a good point because the uni could say potentially have.
But I'll go Glasgow Uni, mate.
Aye, they could potentially have, say, if they're talking sake, 3 or 4 good English players who come up to the uni. But like you said, they might not be there until September, so
Aye.
it's a real toughie. Any other thoughts on who will go down?
By the way, I think the Ants have punched above their weight for the last couple of seasons now, and I think that this might just be the one that they struggle in. I really love the people doing it, the Ants, but I think that with tough for Danny, Danny and his team, I think that Jabs and that leaving Taylor, to be honest with you, they've re-signed a couple of their big players as well, which is a bonus. But I just think that. But they've got young boys in the 20s coming through. But I
20s
think
team's
the
decent, I think.
eh?
I think their 20s is decent this year.
Aye, so it's a great market for them to tap into, but I think they might find it difficult this year. So I'm going to go the Ants, mate.
Fair enough. I will go for. Do you know what? I'm going to do it for a laugh anyway. Muirkirk. Muirkirk will go down.
Many did I give you?
You gave me 2.
Have I?
I'm going to go for Muirkirk again because I just like to predict it every year. I predicted them to go down the first year, did a good year. Predicted them to have a good year the second year, and then they had a bit of a tough year. So
Well,
Muirkirk.
we Jamie Gray signed with Al Rye, mate, so you're not need to worry about him coming.
I know.
As
Listen
long
to
as you
him
don't
gave me
tip,
nonsense. I
as
know. Well,
long as,
there was a couple of them that gave me it tight last year.
as long as you don't tip them to get down. You know
To
what?
be fair, with me,
I'll back my pal up on that, and I'll just go with your cut. But I don't. To be honest with you, I don't know
it's
too.
hard.
Got
It's
a few
hard.
of the clubs. I don't know who boys have signed in that, so it's a total stab in the dark, mate.
I'm going to go. I'm kind of looking at Wishaw and Yoker, and I'm kind of struggling a bit. I think Maryhill will be all right. I think Lark Hall will. I think Lark Hall might do all right this season, to be honest, as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I don't know, cause Yoker. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard with Wishaw and Yoker for me. Probably none of them will go down. But I'm going to. If I have to pick one, I'll pick Wishaw. Pick Wishaw to go down. So I've gone for Bailey Clyde, Cumbernauld, and Craig Mark for top
Take
three.
Muirkirk out for me. Put Wishaw on.
Oh, right, I hope. So I've gone for Bailey Clyde, Cumbernauld, Craig Mark top 3. You've gone for Bailey Clyde, Forsyth, and Cumbernauld. Bottom 3, I've gone for Glasgow Uni, Muirkirk, Wishaw. You've gone for Glasgow Uni, the Ants, and Wishaw. But it's going to be a tight league because all the teams are so evenly matched.
I wish I was drinking, mate, and I could blame the drink.
Oh, mate, we're clueless, man. Third division, Ardea, Bells Hill, Dorai, Finnart, Girvan, Glasgow United, Greenock, Irvine Vicks, Kello, Coolside Athletic, Lanark, Lismahago, Port Glasgow, Thrieve, Vale Leven, and West Park. Anybody caught your eye? Anybody you're thinking about?
Yeah, couple of clubs, mate. I think Thrieve will do well.
I agree.
And they need to do well because they were slagging the lower divisions behind there last year and saying that they would be a Division 2 club or 1 club or something. But no, I think Thrieve will do well. I think Lanark. I like because they've signed a couple of them all with Ashfield boys, Coco and Colin Leverage and John Barr have went and signed with Lanark. Irvine Vicks, I think, have signed well. They've re-signed well. Keep knowing the goalie was good. They've kept their captain, Big Fraser McElduff, and that. And
Big Kev as well. I mean, as much as
Kev.
no, it cause offence to the big fella.
Is it Savries? He was scoring goals towards.
Well, see, for me with Kev, you're like, there's no hiding that Kev's not got an athletic physique, but he knows how to score goals. I mean, the fact he's a club record goal scorer, he bangs them in for fun. Keeping him is really important.
I think as well, Coolside Athletic will be good under Bailey again, I think. So there's a few clubs that have caught my eye, mate, and I think that they'll be a good league, you know what I mean?
I agree. Got to take a punt on anybody for your top 3?
Top 3, I'm going to go Irvine and Vicks, I'll put them in my top 3.
Yep.
Thrieve, top 3. And my last one I'm going to go for is
What do we think?
Lanark.
Lanark. Good shout. I'm going to go with Thrieve. I agree with you. I think that they'll be good this year. Do you know, I actually think Greenock will be quite good this year.
Aye, because
Aye.
Gary Fleming knows what he's doing, and I seen they've signed quite a few players as well, and it's all local boys and boys that they know and stuff like that. So no, I think that Greenock will be they'll be a bit different, I think, to what they were last year.
Aye.
Last year under
Nixon was
Mixed, I
very
think they
much
were more football, whereas
football. Guys will
Gary
be pragmatic, I think.
Gary will know that he needs to get the boys battling and that as well, and they'll need to show different qualities where they'll need to grind and fight for every ball and battle for
The
each
team
other.
won't be as young this year either.
No, it's a bit more
I
experienced.
mean, I think they've made a bit of boo-boo signing that idiot Ross Cairns. That he's just
What
that
age is Ross? Must be about
33 Cairns is, I'm sure.
33?
I'm sure Cairns is 33. He's been about for about 400 years.
I was going to say he's been a bit longer than me.
And he's one of the ones, I messaged him when he signed him. I was like, he's an absolute bed hopper. Was Greenock, Port, back to Greenock. That's no for me, man. No for me. Could never do that. But on my beloved Port, I actually think they'll be pretty good this year. I think you look at the experience they've added with Archie gone there, Mark Miller gone there. I mean, there's a good players.
Archie and on that.
I think Archie will do well.
I think that Stevie's getting a good mix there, and I definitely think they'll be pushing for that top three. I think Marky Miller's a great signing, man.
Excellent signing, man. The absolute player.
He's still a baller, man. Do you know what I mean?
It's a great signing.
He's just keeping them fit and that, and I think the Astral suit him and on popping the ball about on the Astral down there too. So I definitely think they'll be good. And what's good is that Derby's back.
I know, mate. I think it'll be.
Get it on a Friday night.
Well, that's what Daft Scott Patterson messaged me the other day.
But who's Pat playing with?
He's at the Port, back to the Port.
Oh, is he?
So he was saying to us, you and Dak going to come down if it's a Friday night game. So I was like, we'll need to see if we're available for it. But I think that it's great to have them, and the two tunes go out and support when the two of them play each other as well. So it's all good. But Thrieve, I'm going to go for go with Irvin Vicks. I think Irvin Vicks will hold the pace this year to get them set up. And I'm going to agree with you again. I'm going to go with Lanark to go up as well. I think you've got Greenock, the Port, Cosyth, all kicking about behind. We'll touch on it, right, because it's very contentious. Played against you last week. Despite what people may have their views, and that's their business, their views. Goodwillie at Glasgow United, if he stays there, despite what people might think of him, he is miles beyond that level. And if he stays there, I don't think Glasgow United will go up, but he will make some difference for them as well this year.
Oh, of course, he knows he's way to go, but for me, they'll not go up.
I don't think so either. I think he'll make a huge difference, but I don't think.
If he signs there, mate.
If he does, it looks like to me though that a lot of people don't want to touch him. But I don't think that Shug Kerry will care. He clearly doesn't care about what people will say because he's brought him in for that game, and I think Goodwillie would sign with him because options are so limited elsewhere that might be fortunate for Glasgow United to get a player of his calibre, regardless of what people think of the situation. He's a quality football player, and I think that he'll be good for them. For the bottom three, Dak, any thoughts on the bottom three? I'm going to go out there and I'll say it first, right?
I'm going to say it first because it's kind of my heartstrings, West Park, mate.
Aye. Do
you know why? Because Mick Lee's got the job on. Mick Lee Senior, Mick Lee, who's the new manager's dad, was my manager for 3 years, and some of the most enjoyable football I played. But that's a full new team.
I agree.
And he's went in a bit later, I know, because Kendall's got the rock job a wee bit later on as well. So, and I think we've seen it. I don't know if they're even just playing their first pre-season friendly this week or this week. Do you know what I mean? So I think unfortunately it's going to be I think it might be a tough season for them. Mick will get a good team there and good players because he's came from Glasgow Heart, who are a good amateur side, and he was a Cambria manager before that and knows a lot of players. So I think that they will have good players, but it's definitely a step up, and that might just need a wee bit of time. And I know you'll get that at West Park, but I think that they might just struggle just purely based on their opportunity to get his team in and work with them. Do you know what I mean? So especially the start might be difficult. But I hope I'm right because that's a club that's really close to my heart. That's me just being honest.
I really feel for them this year. I was in yesterday seeing VSN, who top lads decided to sponsor PG and DAC again for another year and keep us going. They're pretty much the reason that we're coming back, so it's greatly appreciated. If you want some new strips or anything like that, go and see them best about. But I was bumped into Andy for the committee for West Park yesterday when he was there. Really nice guy, had a good chat with him. And do you know something that I said it to him? I thought it was really nice. They're like, he's got time. We appreciate the situation he's in. He's got time. And I think you're right. Saying he's come for good amateur teams. You look at what Mick did with Ashfield, bringing in a lot of amateur boys for Hairstains. We added with the good quality that Ashfield had. Look how well we did. I think it's going to be too much the new because it's so late in the day for them. But I think West Park will go. I think West Park will go soon.
Mick's family's got a pure massive connection as well. Mick himself got a massive connection with West Park, so there'll be no more people more determined than them to make it work there, and I really hope it does because I'm pals with the family, and I hope it goes well with them.
Any other thoughts on the other two?
Who else we got in the kicking about in the league against PG?
I'm looking at your Vela Leavens in there, potentially. Glasgow United, potentially. Kellows, Ardea, Dorai, Fanart, Girvan.
By the way, I missed Dorai off top 3. I think Dorai might sneak it.
Who would you swap out? Irvin Vic's 3 or Lanark for it?
Lanark could stick Dorai in. I think they've recruited well. I think they've recruited well.
They signed that Jamie Gray boy, but
it's recruited well, mate. They have. I've seen a few of their signings, mate, and I'm thinking to myself, that's a good signing, and that's a good signing. So I think that they're. But
do you know who I think Bells Hill will do all right this year? I think Bells Hill will do all right.
They signed They signed Donny again.
Donkey's been signed for his 9,000th season.
What an athlete, man!
Yeah, I love Donny. Honestly, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The only reason that Donny's still going is for 2 years. I did always running for him at Maryhill, so he get 2 years off. So that's how he's getting a couple of years left in him.
He always posts that.
Mate.
Penalty scored, but he didn't post the penalty I saved for him in the PG and DAC last year.
It's easy to score into daft goalies, but when you got a top quality goalie, it's a different ball.
No, but anyway, you go back to Goodwin. Who are you thinking?
I'm thinking, even though they had a really good end to last season, I thought they really improved. Just because I'm struggling to pick somebody else. I think Vela leaving. Aye, I'm going to go with him. I'm not 100% sure because I don't know how their recruitment's been, and they had a good end to last season. They really turned things around. But I'll say Vela leaving, and because it is so tight, I'm looking at Girvan, Glasgow United, looking at 2 of them potentially.
I'm going to go with another one that's a bit outfield. Kelly, mate.
I was just looking at them there.
I tell you why. The boys down there done a tremendous job last year. I just don't know. It's a catchment, man. I think it's amazing how well they've done down there because I just wonder. I've been down there to play a few times to keep churning out the players and the team and that. But unfortunately, I'm going to go just purely based on that Kelly. But I don't know too much about who they've re-signed in that. Do you know what I mean? The boy Armour, if he can keep him fit, they'll always have a chance because he scored goals, but I just wonder, do you know what I mean? And they're really nice guys down there, do you know what I mean? And I hate putting anybody to relegate anybody, I really do.
It's hard.
But what we say doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
Nah, it's an interest. I'm torn between Girvan and Glasgow United. I think if Goodwillie signs for Glasgow United, then he'll keep them up, because I see if he signs and he plays all the time, if he keeps fit, he's at 20 odd goals a season, maybe more for them. I'm going to go with Girvan. Could be miles out, but I'm going to go with Girvan. What's your thoughts for the last place, the last spot to go down?
Who was the other ones you mentioned?
So I've gone for Vale Even, there's Girvan.
Vale Even, mate.
Vale Even.
Book in Vale Even for me. And
That's
you know why? Because their parts are immaculate and it's amazing to go on away day and play there.
I know, I always like going there as well.
I think sometimes it's brilliant for other teams to go there. See, when you're not used to a good surface, maybe your home part, and you go there and you big massive part that's always immaculate. But listen, I don't know too much. I've struggled to keep tabs on everything that's happening everywhere. So apologies if I've offended anybody.
I've gone for 3 Irvine Vicks and Lanark to be 3 going up. You've gone for Irvine Vicks 3 and Dalry to be 3 going up. I've gone for West Park, Vale Even and Girvan to go down. You've gone for West Park, Kello and Vale Even to go down. So that takes us on to my favourite division. I love the 4th division. I think it's even better now that it's a proper division. I think this is going to be a cracking season. Nice to touch on Knightswood as well, place I used to stay back in my younger days. I was really pleased to see Knightswood getting into the league. Not sure how they'll do. I think they'll be a young side. It's mostly their 20s, and with a couple of older players, not old players, but older than the 20s sprinkled in there.
Yeah.
I think that for them, it's just about getting their feet this year, and it's just good to have another team in. It was a shame St Pat's missed it. St Pat's, for me, would have been in with a right good shout of winning that league.
They would have added a lot of quality in that league.
I think it's a shame they didn't get in. Only one could get in.
They played their all last night, definitely.
That's right, and they only lost 3-1 to the Drum last week.
They drew with the Rock,
Aye, so
they're a good side, mate.
They're a good side. Shame they never made it. But the 4th division is made up of BSC, Campbelltown, Carluke, East Kilbride, Easterhouse, Eglinton, Giffnock, Glenvale, Knightswood, Lugar, Newmains, Rossvale, Royal Albert, Saltcoats, St Peters and the Thorn. Touching on Giffnock as well, technically a new team in the setup as well. Just taking their Harmony Row. Harmony Row, just an absolute disaster at the moment. It's a real shame to see what's happening to that club continuing. Keith has moved his team there, and I'd imagine he's went away for that. The thing that he did with Harmony Row, where it was only going to be boys that played for Harmony Row that played for the team. I imagine that's gone now. He's not going to do that with Giffnock.
Yeah.
I know he'll probably stick to a lot of younger players because that's the kind of guy he is. He likes to bring in youth. But it'd be good to see Giffnock in as well. Any thoughts on your top 3?
I think that Roseville might do well.
I don't disagree. I think they could be up there.
I think Roseville can go and challenge for that league, mate, with Josh. I think Josh is he's got a good balance here. He's out and sign players he knows, players that know the level, players that have even played up the level, players that have played for really good amateur sides. So I think he's got a really good blend in there. So I'm going to put Roseville as one of my top 3.
Fair enough. I actually think that's a good shout. I was agreeing with you on that one. Looking at what they've done, I think that they could do well this year. I think they've added well. Josh, a good manager, done it out in the east.
South.
It was did well at the south. he seems to have a kind of good grasp of players and stuff. I
He's
think
back in his catchment, PG, where he's
aye,
good in getting players rather than trying to get players to get down to near enough the borders to
I
play
know.
football. Do you know what I mean? At least been up in Glasgow and Hunters Hill probably where they train maybe. Then it's probably easier for him to get a bit easier for him to try and attract the players that you really want. So I think that they'll be a much better side this year.
I think it's good now that the whole Rossvale thing's finished as well. I think that'll benefit both teams.
Yeah.
I'm going to reserve the now. Do you know who I think will do well? And it's not just because he's a friend of ours and he plays for the PG and DAC Select. I think East Kilbride will do quite well this year.
Eglinton.
Egg mate with a skipper with Murray there. But I think East Kilbride, based off of how they've started, I think they might
Is East Kilbride in that league as well, as is
aye.
one?
Because
Oh, right.
they came down, mine 6 teams came down for the third
That's
division
right.
last year.
Aye, but I think they've been signing young players as well. Aye, listen, I would fly East Kilbride into my top three, mate.
I'll fire that in. You mentioned Eglinton.
Sorry, cause I thought you just said Eglinton by mistake.
Oh no, you mentioned Eglinton though, and it's one I was going to touch on. They look like they're having a bit of a go at this year. I think that they've done. I know we spoke about it previously with pre-season Disney mean a massive amount, but it's the kind of indicator you have to go on so far. Bringing in Murray, even though he's a bit older, he's still quality, particularly at that level. I just think they look like they could be good. I think the club looks like they're trying to do quite a bit as well behind the scenes. They're really looking like they're making a push for it. I think there's a wee bit of, I don't know, I'd heard a rumour there's kind of issues between them and Colwynning because obviously they, in a sense, they ground share that area. They don't use the same pitch, but they ground share that area. Don't know if it's true or no, but there's wee bits behind the background. But I think they could be good this year. Who would you be looking at for your final place in the top three?
I think Eglinton will be up there. Do you know what I mean? I think they'll have they'll have a better season anyway. With the quality they've added, but it's hard to see the teams coming down. You know what? I'm going to go Lugan, mate.
Lugar?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't think that the teams, all the teams that have been relegated, are going to find it easy again.
No, I don't think so. I
think that they'll pick up more points and more results, but I don't think it's going to be. I can't see any of the teams that are coming down. I can't go and see them just steamroller and winning the league. I can't see it. So that's why I'm going to go Rosville. They've been in that league, but I think that Lugar it's one of the stronger sides in the league.
Do you know who I think will be better this year? Glenville. I think they'll be better this year because Lewis McKim's into the team. I don't know how he'll be. Obviously, as a manager, it's his first job, but Jamie's done him a solid and sent off the Borough team that he's let go down there.
Aye, he sent him a few young boys on loan in that as well, which is good because the boys it's going to benefit both clubs because they're going to go there and get the experience of playing every week as well and going to try and get 3 points, go and win the league or go and try and win the league, and then Jamie gets them back.
Aye, you're getting potentially your young boys playing in a very competitive league. It allows you to keep them, helps out his brother as well. I think it could be interesting because they've brought in a few. I don't think Glenville have enough to win it, but Lewis could turn out to be a good manager and get a good tune at them. Don't know that yet. But for me, I'm going to go for East Kilbride. So don't let me down, Azza. I'm kind of along the lines of you as well. Rossvale and Lugar and Eglinton are ones that I'm looking at. I think that, much as it pains me, I don't see St Peter's doing a massive amount this year. I think I don't think they'll struggle in terms of bottom 3 or anything in the league. I don't think that's they're a good side, but I don't think that they'll be a top 5 team this year. I think last year was their good opportunity. They'll struggle to. So it's hard because they're in that position now, even though they managed to keep most of their best players, they're in that position where they've got a lot of good young players who, because they don't pay any money, teams will just come in and be like, we're 2 leagues above or whatever. There's 40 quid a week, come and play for us, and it's difficult, and then difficult to replace that quality.
I
But
think they would ever let us put a PG and DAC team in it.
mate, I think the West let us do whatever we want.
Are you joking? Are you joking?
Mate, you can see with the legend stuff, we could put a good team together.
Oh, we put some team together, mate. I'm telling you that.
Mate, I know that you had the wee Ian's nursery, kind of finishing up nursery
I'd
type
need to
thing.
manage it. I wouldn't even get a game in goal now.
Mate, I'd just be your assistant then because I couldn't get a game either. But I know you weren't there on the Legends tournament, just to digress for a bit. But I tell you what, mate, we were taking some pelters. I've not even told you. Not even told you. People moaning because because it's supposed to be an over 35s tournament.
Who said over 35s anyway?
Nobody, mate, but that's kind of what everybody thinks.
It's legends. These boys
who
were playing were retired.
I know, mate. We were talking about boys still playing and all that. But because we had Azza, who's 31, with Tiny 34, but Tiny's 35 September. So that was the only two we had. You had like the Port had Cairnsey playing, other teams had other boys playing, but it wasn't an issue because they've no went 2 year unbeaten in open play. But aye, so that was just me getting away. They're just upset that Murray's able to put some team together for us every year. But anyway, moving away from that, I'm going to go for struggling a wee touch because I think there's 3 teams that are on my mind. Like I said, Rossvale, Lugar, and who else did I say? My mind's went blank now. Eglinton. I'm going to go for Lugar, and I'll just copy you, mate. I'll just copy you. I think that Rossvale will be up there. What about the other end of the table? What are we thinking?
You doing bottoms in that? There's no relegation.
No, just a bottom 3. Just a bottom 3. No, obviously it doesn't matter who finishes.
No, I don't know because I don't know what signings are, how they're going about their business. If you're saying there's a few teams playing their under-20s boys, I don't really know how good the under-20s teams are and stuff like that. So it'd be very difficult to put one's boy.
I'll go for who I think will be in it.
Campbelltown struggled just because of the logistics here half the time.
And they had a really hard year last year, and I don't imagine they'll have been able to add a massive amount.
I love them going win the league.
Mate, it's a great trip down there. We've both done it. It's a good trip. So Campbelltown, I think Royal Albert and Saltcoats will struggle again, even though they've come down a day, mate. I think they'll struggle. Do you know? I actually think Kaluk will struggle. I could be wrong. Maybe being a bit harsh. I just think, obviously, we don't know what it's hard because we don't know what to expect for Giftnock. We don't know what to expect for Knightswood. I think New Mains will do better this year. I think it'll be nice for New Mains in a sense. I think that to be a top 5 or 6 team for them when they've had so many years of no being in it.
I would love a New Mains, a Royal Albert. I know a Royal Albert won a league not that long ago with Nizzy and Dolzy and that when they were there, but I would love one of these teams, Saltcoats, that have had a tough couple of years with results. They have a good team on the part. They can go and try and challenge for the league and give them a wee bit of excitement and they feel good factor. I would love nothing better for that. I love that for Davey, especially doing it New Mains because he's done a lot of work after part.
It's done great. It's looking brilliant. Pictures I've seen, it looks brilliant down there. Done a great job. I don't like saying it with Royal Albert and Saltcoats because they're 2 teams that have really had hard times. As well, like you said, Royal Albert under they go to win the league, but then it's just the fact that the fact that they keep going is impressive for me. But I'm going to put Saltcoats in the bottom 3. Who else have you got? Well, I've done 2, you've done 1. Who else would you go for?
I'm going to go with probably one of the newer teams. Probably Giffnock, mate.
Giffnock, aye.
And the only reason I say that is because my only thing behind it, and it's nothing personal, is Knightswood, I think, would be a bigger name to attract players because I've always used to play against them and I remembered how many good players they had and stuff like that. Just pure daftness.
You know how good they were at 21s, you know.
Aye,
they were always,
they were
kind of similar to Harmony Road 21s.
Aye, they were trying to win Charlie won the Scottish Cup and all that, so only purely based on that.
I'm the same. I'm going to put Giffnock in as well. I like Keith and I hope that they do well, but I'm going to put them in. Right, so you've went for Campbelltown, Giffnock. Who's your third one? What do we think about it? It's quite tough. You're throwing a dart at the wall. Really, it's who would you say?
I don't know, PG, mate.
Go
really,
give me a name. Give me a name, or I'm putting something in for you.
Right, put something in for me, mate, because I don't think it
You're going for
one iota, mate. It doesn't matter one iota because there's many of them get relegated.
Nah. And the thing is, this will be unless the Premier League winners manage to get up this year, which we really hope they do. If they don't go up, then this is the exact same 72 teams that are going to be in it next year as well. So we're not going to get potentially a St Pat's or something coming in because
I would like to see St Pat's in, but see, to be honest, I don't want to see teams coming in every year.
No, it's good that it's only technically 2 teams, but in a sense, 1 team coming in this year. It's good that we can get a bit of continuity. And
I like that. If a team goes up for the Premier, then somebody should be coming for the bottom again to make the number up, and then it gives a pyramid. It feels more like a pyramid. I'd be like that, but putting a few teams in at a time is no.
Nah, but I think that's us by with that now. But that's us, mate. I'm going to go through this, right, just in case I do what I did this year and lose last year's notebook that I wrote all the scores in, so that I know that I can just go straight to the end of this episode and I'll know what we've predicted. So the Premier League, I've gone for Clydebank, Pollock, Beith. You've gone for Pollock, Darvel, Beith. I've gone for Benz, Rob Roy and the Meda to go down. First Division, I've gone Drum, Borough, Petershill. We've both done that. Then I've gone for Nielsen, Whitlets and Shorts to go down. You've gone for Whitlets, Nielsen and Cambuslang. Second Division, I've gone for Vale of Clyde, Cumbernauld and Craigmark. You've gone for Vale of Clyde, Coolscythe and Cumbernauld. To go down, I've gone Glasgow Uni, Muirkirk, Wishaw. You've gone Glasgow Uni, Ants, Wishaw. Third Division, I've gone Threave, Irvine Bix and Lanark. You've gone Irvine Bix, Threave and Dorai. To go down, I've gone West Park, Vale of Leven, Girvan. You have gone for West Park, Kello and Vale of Leven. Fourth Division, I've gone East Kilbride, Lugar, Rossvale. You've done the same. To go down, we have both gone Campbelltown, finished bottom 3. We've both gone Campbelltown, Saltcoats and Giffnock. And that's that, mate. Another year, another season previewed.
Probably the least enjoyable episode that there ever is. This one for me.
It's difficult because you don't really want to piss people off, and it's too hard to tell who's going to go up and down. But I think we did reasonably well last year.
I was still getting people phoning me towards the end of last season going, mind you predicted us to go down, and
then you're like, no, I don't.
Look at us now and all that, and I'm like, come on, man, surely my opinion doesn't matter.
Well, Mrs. Dak would attest to that your opinion doesn't matter.
Oh, Mrs. Dak, mate, she doesn't listen to a word I say in this.
But look, it's been good to be back, mate. It's good to be chatting to me again because we've not been able to speak as much recently, so it's been nice. And we're hoping for the season to be doing as many roundups as possible. We'll throw in the odd vlog, the odd interview, and we'll just make sure we can try and get as much content out as possible. We're both busy men, but we'll do our best because we love this level. And thank you very much for
sorry for the absence, guys, but I promise I'll get a haircut. I'll lose a bit of weight again for the start of the season, and we go again.
You should be doing a bit of pre-season running with the boys.
Seen how fit they boys are.
I mean, that'd be horrible, wouldn't it?
I couldn't keep up with them even in a Segway, mate.
Mate, it's horrendous. But look, everybody, thank you very much for listening. Great to be back.
They're all calling me greedy belly.
But why? We'll be back the next couple of weeks. I'm away on holiday soon, so we'll be a couple of weeks till our next roundup starts the season. All the best to all teams competing. Hope you have a good one. Take care. Cheers.